review.
Well, welcome to our show. Woo, woo! We are doing Bite-Sized Thursdays once again.
And it's so far really lame.
Yeah.
Wow, that was horrible. My song was
I know.
way better.
I matched it.
My song was way better. What are you talking about?
I'm used to you going, wow, instead of, wow.
I had to switch it up. We got to keep it things fresh.
No. We have the editing preset set.
Okay. Welcome. Is that better?
Yes.
One and all, because we are doing Valentine's more. Woohoo! Let's keep loving. Let's keep happy. Let's keep eating chocolate and filling our hearts with flowers. Because
he really loves them endorphins, doesn't he?
I truly do. And
Did you say orphans or endorphins?
Endorphins.
Dolphins.
Yes. Dickey does not love orphans.
Orphan dolphins.
Yeah.
They need love.
Do you love
Dolphin
orphan dolphins?
I love all of the orphans, and including dolphins.
Endorphin dolphin orphans.
I endorse the endorphin dolphin dolphins.
Oh, of course.
You endorse the endorphin dolphin orphans?
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Okay.
Are you finished?
Endorse.
Okay.
Endorse the endorphin orphan dolphin. There we go.
Look at us in our wordplay.
That sounds like one of those Princess Carolyn things from BoJack.
It definitely does. Yeah, that's what I just thought.
Go ahead.
Okay, but we're not talking about BoJack because one of the, in my humble opinion, one of the best Valentine's episodes to ever grace the airwaves of American television is Galentine's Day from Parks and Recreation.
It's so good, I don't remember any of it. I saw it about 4 or 5 years ago, the whole show, and I don't remember this episode at all.
That's
what happens.
It's so like Leslie is trying to do her, instead of like Valentine's Day, she's trying to make her own, and she makes Galentine's Day, and she takes out all the girls, and including her mom, because she's.
Okay. Is this where she changes her hair to look like her mom?
That might be this episode.
Can't remember. This is season 2. Like
the
first 2 seasons are the forgotten ones for me, because the show comes into its own at the end of season 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, from season 2 to season 3, this just starts to get really good. And hands down, I consider the Parks and Rec to be probably like my favorite one of my like NBC comedies. Like I personally rank it above The Office.
Would you rank it above Community?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's more consistent.
Yeah, it is.
But I think for me, the Community highs are much higher.
Community is more
creative.
Community is like B-movie. Parks and Rec is like Shrek.
Turbo. Oh,
Shrek. No, I'm
kidding. I like Parks and Rec.
I think that's a good way to put it. Like Community is like they go for the memes and the gags, and this goes for the heartfelt comedy.
Community's got heartfelt moments.
Not as much as Parks does. But that's just me. Jake, have you seen this before?
Never.
No.
Have you seen any of the show before?
I saw the one where Andy is in the big hole.
That's a couple
like
of them.
The first.
That's like all of season 1.
Yeah, the first season.
Then I have no idea.
He fell in the pit. That's such a. Oh my god. Yeah.
The one where he broke his legs in the pit, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he starts the show with one broken leg.
That's
okay. Then maybe that's the one I saw.
Yeah, that's literally like the first season. It's him falling into the pit.
Okay.
No, then season 2, he's living in the pit for a second, isn't he? Remember, they're going to fill it in and they dump stuff on it.
And then Danny's just down there.
And you just hear, ah!
Yeah.
He's a great character. A lot of great characters.
I stand by the fact that we're starting to look back in this cast and just be like, how? How do they have all of this talent in one show? It's insane. I could go about Parks and Rec all the time. But, I mean, you guys have anything else to say before we jump into it? Because
the only other way in which I'm familiar with this is the Ron Swanson from the breakfast spot.
Yeah.
Around where we live.
Like the classic. You know about, son.
All the bacon and egg.
All of them.
No. Well,
I think you heard me.
Yes.
I think you heard me wrong. When I say all of the bacon and eggs, I want all of them.
He's a hero. He goes to a strip club for a free breakfast buffet.
A true American.
That's one of my favorite moments of the whole show. Get a little pan, but I'll never pass up a free breakfast buffet.
An absolute.
And that little smile when he's putting all the bacon on his plate. He's just, it kills me. He's one of my favorite TV characters ever.
Oh, hands down. I mean, my favorite line from him is, never half-ass 2 things. whole ass one thing. Like that's I just live my life by that motto. Honest to God.
Yeah. Shall we play?
Yes, let's play this. So without further ado,
take a bite.
And welcome back after that 1 second edit. Oh my gosh, this makes me realize how much I love this series and want to rewatch it again because this is the start. I forgot. This is the start of Andy and April love line, which is one of my favorite relationships. This only cements how much I love the Leslie and Ron relationship. I just love this whole series. I love this episode so much. But I know you guys probably felt a little differently.
When he says Leslie and Ron relationship, it's not that kind of relationship. It's a friendship.
It's a friendship. It's like
it's kind of, it almost feels like, father-daughter.
I was gonna say it's more like a mentor kind of relationship. Yeah, but like, it's just so hard. Like they're just genuinely good people that just end up in really crappy situations and really crappy relationships, and they just help each other out through them.
I'd have to rewatch, but a lot of shows like this, the main characters usually aren't the best people.
Yeah.
Doing good things is one thing, but like I feel like all of them have done some pretty terrible things. They're not like Seinfeld's characters.
Oh yeah, they're not like.
But what I'm saying is, I'd have to rewatch. But a lot of these shows, a lot of times the characters aren't the best people, but they're there for each other.
That's the thing is that though, I generally think they have good intentions, which is why I like this show so much. Is the characters have good intentions, but they all have their like
pitfalls.
Yeah, they all have their pitfalls. They have their flaws that just really humanize them. And yeah, I mean, I could give a freaking TED talk about how much I love this.
So much context. I didn't realize how much context there is in the show because I thought, oh, I've seen the whole thing. It's been 4 or 5 years, but I can just jump back in. No. Leslie's lawyer boyfriend, Justin, I was like, who is this? And at the end there, I go, wait a minute. Oh, they're dating. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
Wait, who's... Oh, that's Mark Brandanowitz.
Oh,
he was a part of the show.
Brandanowitz. We all try to forget about him. He was... It
just didn't work.
No, I forgot about like how rough his lines were because he kind of just dragged
it doesn't fit
down. No,
and I'm glad by the end of season 2 it's like, okay, let's write the character out, and we brought in 2 great characters,
and then that's when it just got sent off like that. Like season 3 and 4, like it's just everything from then on was perfect. But I can gush by this a lot. Yeah. You have a very different opinion, so I would love to hear.
I mean, I can see why people find it funny. I can see why people love it. I might end up watching it at some point, but, you know, like, I'm just not a fan of the Office style of show.
It's
mockumentary.
Like the mockumentary kind
yeah, I was a fan of The Office for, like, seasons 2 through, like, what, 4 or 3 or something like that?
I would say seasons, like, 2 through 4 or 5 are, like, the goal. Like,
and then just everybody, like, oh, have you heard about The Office? Have you heard what they said on The Office? Oh, quote Dwight, quote Dwight, quote Dwight, quote Jim, quote blah, 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 blah. And I'm just so tired of it.
It is, someone once said about The Office, it was our generation's Cheers. Where like everyone watched it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because my parents are like the only people I know that watch Cheers and they never talk about it. They didn't even watch that much. Like it's one of those shows where if this was so popular, why have I not met people in that demographic that ever talk about it?
Yeah, I
what if it's only popular in retrospect?
I mean, that's what
Cheers was big when it was on.
Yeah.
Big, but I'm just wondering like why have I, because I feel like it's one of the biggest sitcoms of all time. Mm-hmm. Why haven't I met people who are like super fans? Because you have your Office super fans.
Well,
I know people who are MASH fans. And MASH was a giant thing. Seinfeld fans, Friends fans. Like, why don't I hear anything about Cheers?
That's what I'm saying. What if it wasn't? So as we're watching it, we know The Office to be a giant. We know Friends to be a giant because of the media generation that we live in.
Just because everyone's talking about it.
What if the people that love Cheers in the middle of watching Cheers did not realize how big Cheers actually was?
That's what I feel like maybe it was like less popular back then to like make like one TV show or something like that, like your personality.
Or
like,
maybe just super fans like that don't exist in the manner that they do.
I really feel like that. I agree with you. I genuinely feel...
Sorry, but then you have super fans for older shows than Cheers. Like I Love Lucy and stuff like that.
You talk around with like everyone, like, and obviously like we all like are in our own
Golden
personal...
Girls. Golden Girls is a giant fan
well,
base.
Golden Girls,
and I think Cheers might have been an even bigger hit than Golden Girls in that day. Now more people know about Golden Girls.
Yeah, so the thing is, Golden Girls aged better than Cheers did.
But it's just funny. Like I haven't seen much of Cheers, but it's like for something that was massive when it was on, no one talks about it anymore. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, and also Golden Girls, obviously Betty White, and that's part of the reason for Golden Girls still being
Cheers
popular.
is Ted Danson.
And Woody Harrelson, wasn't he in it for a little bit too?
Rhea Perlman.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the show that Frasier is a spinoff of.
Right.
So Kelsey Grammer's in it. John
Right.
Ratzenberger's in it too.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of big names, but it's just interesting. It doesn't.
What?
Was Cheers the one with Andy Kaufman in it?
That's Taxi.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little earlier, I think.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like
it might have been the same time.
Parks and Rec and The Office I feel like they have more super fans than.
Yeah, and you like Parks and Rec better.
I am 100% a Parks and Rec lover. Yeah. I think because for me, what it is Parks and Rec feels like it's more about like relationships and that kind of drama and jokes, whereas The Office feels like it's more situational jokes, where there's like obvious. Okay, I was gonna say the big relationship in The Office is Jim and Pam. Like that is the relationship,
and they milked that cow.
Yeah, they did.
And then they resolved it and went on for another 7 seasons.
Exactly. And where this one's, I think the relationships are constantly changing, and that's where the meat of the show lies, and that's where I think this does better than The Office.
I will say that from the limited what I saw here, it does seem a little bit more varied than The Office. Which is kind of what annoyed me about The Office, is that it was just the same jokes again and again and again with different...
There weren't that many talking heads in this episode.
And maybe that's part of the thing, actually, too.
Like,
I noticed that.
There's sometimes, like, that's a really good point, actually.
The difference is The Office, there's a reason why. Because they're shooting a documentary. This, they never, ever have an explanation. Ever.
But I don't mind that.
Why do they have... I just thought that was weird. It's like...
Isn't it just kind of assumed then at that point?
But then you're like, who are they talking to for the talking heads? It's like... Because if you don't explain it, you can get away with all the camera angles. It's like, there's not 10 cameramen here. But then it's like, who are they talking to?
Yeah. But I kind of like the, like... I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out just now. There were no talking heads in this episode.
There were a couple.
There were there?
At the beginning, when she's explaining what Galentine's Day is.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's what's funny. It's called Galentine's Day, and we don't even really do anything for Galentine. It shows the breakfast and the story, and then it goes into the main plot, which is then on Valentine.
Which is them trying to find her mom's lover, which I thought was just...
Yeah,
he was hilarious in this. I can find the actor's name that played Frank.
So when he first popped out, and before I really got a good look at his face, I thought he looked like Barry Bostwick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I was reacting.
Trying to think what I've seen Barry Bostwick in.
Spin City, for sure.
I know he was in the English dub of Fantastic Planet, a 70s French animated movie. That's what I know him from, and I didn't even watch that dub. I watched the French dub.
He's in a number of maybe 2 episodes of Scrubs. I don't think
we
either
should
one
watch
of you.
Scrubs episode.
We should watch a Scrubs episode.
We probably will. I mean, by this time,
I will save it for the musical episode.
Yeah,
I've seen part of that. That's really good.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
I wish we could do a finales episode, but we really can't.
We could.
No, we'd have to watch the whole show.
Well, yeah,
because finales.
He could because he'd be okay with watching the finale, but you couldn't.
I've seen plenty of Scrubs enough, but yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, would you? So you would not watch this show in entirety?
I mean, I might. I don't think I'd be able to handle. What'd you call him, Tom?
Aziz Ansari.
It's just he grinds again.
That's kind of the point, though. His character is like meant to.
Like, if
he's
it's
a man-child.
I get that it's the point, but if I don't find it funny and it just frustrates me,
yep.
why would I sit
it frustrated me too. I kept coming back for the characters I like, which Ron is my favorite. Andy makes me laugh. I love Jerry.
Jerry is always Jerry, Gary, Terry, Larry.
The punching bag.
Yeah.
And Donna makes me laugh.
Donna is gold. She is, and it's like there are like
when her car gets hit I don't remember if it was shot or like, and she
Mhm.
like they all made me laugh, and even Ben
And the famous
Chris
stuff.
kills me.
Yeah.
The
He's-
flu episode where he is just on the floor
He's just
dying over
dead.
just the flu is because he's never sick because he's the healthiest human being on earth. Then that's Rob Lowe's
That's
character.
Rob Lowe's character.
It's
No.
but then like I don't like Jean-Ralphio.
He's
I
annoying.
wanna
But
Is he-
entertainment 720,
No.
baby.
Then Tom is fine. Many moments, especially later. I think he's pretty restrained here.
Mm-hmm.
As it goes on, he becomes more cartoony man-child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I don't like April. A lot of
I
people
love-
do.
I
can't
love
stand her.
April.
April's the one.
April is
the
the
one
one
in
that-
love with Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It's very. Here's the thing. I like dry humor and I like the droll cadence.
She's
but
in.
I just can't.
She's
I
in
can't.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she works at the coffee shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott's sister. No. Julie is her name.
I think so.
Wasn't Scott's sister Anna Kendrick?
Yeah, Scott's sister is Annie Kendrick. Julie is the one that works at. well,
Okay. Yeah.
Is the one. Scott, you're just a jerky jerk.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Aubrey Plaza.
I love
I
Aubrey
just-
Plaza. She's
I don't
awesome.
like this character, and I remember watching it with my friend when we watched the whole series, and he's like, "Oh, you'll love her by the end," and I'm like, "Okay," because at first I was not, because I think I said first couple episodes like I'm not really vibing with
But
these characters, and he's like, "Oh, you'll love her by the end." I go, "Oh, okay,"
You
And as
use
it's
the
going-
word vibing.
that's what he said.
But what I kind of
Interesting.
like is the how like she was like, because she tries to play off like she's like not like into like love, or she's not like.
I think that's what annoys me about how she acts like she doesn't
Like,
care, and I'm like,
she
I
tries
get
to she already acts like she doesn't care, but she really does. And I like the way like I felt that point, and I felt like that at some points in my life, and so that's why I can.
That's weird to think about for you. That's like the exact opposite of you.
I know, yeah, but
That's the antithesis of Dickey, the antithesis.
Dickie, we've heard your mixtape.
I listen. I know there was a like we all had our angsty teenage years, but you know what I'm.
I didn't.
Mine lasted like 30 years.
Not fair.
I
Well,
was never
The only
angsty.
other thing that I would say is that Leslie, that's Leslie, right?
yeah.
Okay. Leslie had me laughing pretty hard because she
She-
reminds me of one of my friend's wives.
Yeah, she is. Leslie is hands like Amy Poehler just nails
Mhm.
that character in every way, shape, and form. Like she's so great.
Why don't people have breakfast all the time? Because people are stupid.
People are stupid. There's just so many. That's what I feel like. It's not as quotable as The Office, but the lines are actually better.
That might make it better than The Office.
That's
just because
exact-
people aren't annoying with it then.
Exactly. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, want to wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right.
Socials. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and the Instagram and the TikTok. You can also listen to us on Stitcher and Google Podcasts and the Evil Overlord Apple Podcast. Make sure you leave us a rating. You can also listen to us on Spotify, if unless we pull our stuff like everyone else has been doing, and we probably should.
Yeah.
And then there's YouTube that you can like and subscribe and leave a comment if you hate us. And if you like us, you can also leave a comment.
Just leave a comment because we'd like to hear what you want to say.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more fun February fantastical fun times we have here. Yeah, that was really bad.
But,
But
it's
Go back to Hearts Are Full.
our hearts are full with more Valentine's episodes coming up on Bite Size Thursdays. Thank you for listening, everybody. Don't forget, on Thursdays.
take a bite.
I defy you, Heartman!
I love you.